File system hierarchy. At the top of the hierarchy is the root directory. Keep in mind that root in Unix can refer to two different things. There's the root user, and then there's the root directory. Those two things are very different, but they're both called the root. Okay. The root directory can actually have a directory called root for the root user. The rest of the users, their directory is a subdirectory of the home directory. The bin directory is for binaries. Binaries means compiled programs. They're usually C programs that are compiled into the machine language. They're called binaries. So basically the binaries for the basic Unix commands go in the bin directory. I really haven't seen the boot directory being used, but this is supposedly what it's for. The dev is for device files. Devices are keyboards, mouse, hard drives, network cards. I guess, okay, there's another concept which you should understand in Unix. There's something called mount points. Mount points, the concept of mounting something, that something can be a device or, another file system that's on another computer or whatever. But the concept of mounting something means attaching it to the core of the operating system. More specifically, you can mount devices or things to the file system hierarchy. That's why you can't really tell on a Unix system where a folder exists, like where a directory exists. This lib directory could be on the main hard drive of the machine, or it could be on another hard drive in the machine, or it could be on a different computer, a different machine altogether. It depends on how things were mounted into this file system hierarchy. Okay, so dev is for device files. I guess they're files that maintain certain information about certain devices like keyboards or hard drives or network cards or CPUs or whatever. Okay, etc. That's for configuration files for the machine. Lib. Those are probably binaries that are they're used by other programs on the machine. Like maybe, let's say sbin, which is for system binaries. The main program may be in sbin, but it may be attached to certain libraries or sub-programs that it uses, and those would be in the lib folder, the lib directory. MNT, mount points. Okay, that's part of that concept of mounting things to the file system hierarchy, or mounting them to the machine. Okay, opt. I guess that's sometimes used for binaries that are not part of the main system, they're not part of the Unix commands. Sbin. Those are binaries for the system. In other words, the operating system might need to use these programs. That's different from bin, which are binaries that you would use for commands at the command line. TMP, temporary files. var, which is for, I guess that would be like for databases or just files that contain data. USR, user. Okay, all these directories in the hierarchy, you could have those all within the USR directory, in addition to them being out here. But when they're in the USR directory, they have a different meaning. I believe USR stands for user, and basically you could have all these types of directories up here, but specific to the users on the system rather to specific to the system itself. Just keep in mind that parts of the file system may be mounted from other hard drives or other machines, but you can't tell by looking just at the hierarchy here. Okay, you can go up and down the hierarchy using the cd command, change directory, and all of these would look like they're all on one machine. On Windows, it's not that way. On Windows, part of the hierarchy naming of the file system, like it'll tell you this is the C drive, or everything is in reference to which drive it's on. But here, you can't tell which drive or which even machine this part of the hierarchy came from, just by looking at the hierarchy itself, the naming of the folders in the file system. Okay,